Hello everybody, it's your girl Asia from Room Race Fangirl channel. I am back here today with another video. It's a Degrassi video, by the way. I'm like so excited. I've been like really trying to think what I wanted to say for this video specifically, and I know exactly what I'm going to say. This video is also my opinion, but it's also going to be based on facts. So this video today will be me explaining why I think Drew and Bianca are a better relationship than Eli and Clare. Now, I know some of y'all might go haywire, might go ape shit, because y'all might not agree, which is fine. You don't have to agree with my opinion. You don't got to agree with my takes. But I feel like as much as I have matured and I have realized and I have rewatched Degrassi, hands down, Drew and Bianca were definitely the better couple than Drew and Eli. And I feel like this might be me overthinking it, but I truly believe that the reason why Drew and Bianca broke up in season 13 because there was a battle between, are we gonna make Drew and Bianca in game or are we gonna pick Eli and Clare? Because y'all have to think, them couples became relationships in the same season. You know, we got the Eli and Clare build up in season 10, and we also got Drew and Bianca in season 10. So their relationship was like moving and moving as much as the same pace was with each other. Same season, same everything. But I think when we reached the end of season 12 with both Eli and Bianca leaving and going to college, that was something that was going to either break or make the couples. Either they were going to make it or be able to, they were either going to make it as a couple or they weren't going to make it at all. And I and to me, it always bothered me how in season 13 they showed how it bothered Clare that Eli was away. She didn't really get to talk to him. It was just long distance. With Drew, they never mentioned how has Drew talked to Bianca. Do they catch up? Does she come down to visit? It just never made sense to me, because to me, I was just gonna say they started doing that whole Claire and the whole Claire and Drew shit while he was still with Bianca. But no, him and Bianca broke up. I feel like, why couldn't we have seen Drew, dealing with the same thing as Claire, like the long distance and stuff like that? Me personally, that just showed me that Drew and Bianca's relationship was really strong because they had a communication. She did reach out. He did know how she was doing. With Eli and Claire, the one thing I always feel like that was wrong with their relationship was communication. I feel like sometimes Eli or Claire couldn't tell each other what was really going on. They would walk around and just fill a void. But this isn't about them. This is about why I prefer Drew and Bianca over Eli and Claire. Now, I feel like out of both of the couples, I feel like Drew and Bianca deserve to be in game way more. And some of y'all gonna say, why that? Because when I watch Degrassi now, I really don't give a shit about Eli and Claire being in game. I feel like they did way too much to make them in game. They was doing entirely too much. At that point, by the time we reached season 14, I was over Eli and Claire. Like, real shit. I was so over it. Over it. I was so over them as a couple. I was over their storylines. I was over seeing them on my screen. They just did way too much for Eli and Claire. Like, they were constantly on the screen. I feel like since season 11, they had the same storyline. Who's going to drive a wedge in their relationship? How are they going to conquer it? Will they or will they, won't they? And I feel like season 12 is literally the only season where the relationship was really at the healthiest, at its purest. You got to see them. You didn't see them a little too. You didn't see them a lot. Season 10, 11, you saw them entirely way too much. Season 14, you saw them entirely way too much. It's just like, when the fuck do the other couples get to shine? And I really like season 12 specifically because of Drew and Bianca. I feel like that was their turnaround season. I feel like that season really showed you that, in my opinion, when I watched season 12, I feel like season 12 showed me that Drew and Bianca deserve to be in game way more. I just feel like it. I feel like Drew and Bianca had way more chemistry. I feel like the only thing that Eli and Claire had over Drew and Bianca was their build up was a little bit better and more rememberable, and I feel like they have more storylines as a couple. But like I just said, sometimes the storylines will be the same shit. Well, they want they? Someone's driving a wedge. It's just the same shit. I feel like with Drew and Bianca, I liked that whole she was the bad girl and Drew was the good guy, and her being with him changed her, made her want to become a better person. Like Drew and like Bianca really loved Drew, and Drew really loved Bianca. And I feel like whenever I watch their scenes, like when they really got that time to shine as a relationship, like I always tell everyone in season 10. I know I used to say season 10, Drew and Bianca didn't grow me just yet because I didn't get to see much of them. Baby, when I go back and watch season 10, they absolutely grew on me. Like that first episode, they introduced Bianca, and she said her zipper was stuck, and Drew zipped it up. I instantly felt something like I felt like oh they would be hot together. They would fit each other completely. So to know in season 10 it was nothing but them just fooling around, and in season 11 they're actually dating. You don't really get to see the first time that they really love each other. Up until that very first episode of season 11, you really know that he loved this girl and she loved him. And I love the entire storyline in season 11 with the gang, and then Katie and everything like that. Like Drew and Bianca, they just were epic. Like they were one of those couples in Degrassi they really excuse me, they really snap with, and it really hurts me in my heart that they weren't an in game couple. Cause I definitely feel like they deserved it way more than Eli and Claire. Cause like I just said, I feel like y'all overrate the fuck out of Eli and Claire's relationship. Y'all feel like they the cream of the crop. Y'all feel like they the Renaissance. Y'all feel like they the phoenix that just above the ashes. Y'all feel like they just the best couple ever in Degrassi. Like I said, I was just like all of you fans. I really thought no one in the pecking order could touch Eli and Claire. But when I look at Degrassi and I look at my list of couples, there are far more better couples than them that have way more chemistry, and their storylines aren't just the same thing. They're diverse. I feel like with with Bianca and Drew, their storylines were diverse. You got to see Drew dealing with school, dealing with his concussions. We got to see Bianca. She's really focusing on school. She's trying to get into college. She wants to turn her life around. You feel me? She's on parole. She wants to do what she got to do. And the moment she made, she helped Drew make that first step of, getting outside the box is when she put him in for the president. And, he took it as a joke because he feel like he's a joke because who would take him seriously as president? So I really love that Bianca really stood by Drew no matter what, 100%. And she really, really loved him. I absolutely loved when she told him that it's not about winning, it's about trying. I absolutely love that. And I feel like Drew needed that. Drew needed someone who was going to believe in him. And she needed the same thing too, because I feel like they came from a place where no one believed in them. No one ever gave them that hope or gave them that first step up until they met each other. Because I feel like people thought since Drew was dumb, he acted that way. And I feel like since people thought Bianca wasn't shit or she was a slut or she didn't take school seriously, up until she met Drew, someone who loved her in and out, her flaws and all. You see how she, like I always said, Bianca has some of the best character development in the show, especially for female characters. She has some of the best character development. I fuck with Bianca. She a bad bitch. I love her. She has some of the best character development. Drew did too, up until they completely derailed him in season 13. We're not talking about that. I loved Drew and Bianca together. I just did. I love their storylines. I love their build up. I love their entire relationship. They had a very mature adult relationship. Their relationship was very mature to me. It did not feel like they were in high school. Their relationship was very mature, and I was all for it, for them getting engaged. I just always felt like if Eli and Claire is the cream of the crop couple, why couldn't that have been Eli and Claire's moment? Why did they pick Drew and Bianca specifically for them to get engaged? Why didn't they pick Eli and Claire? That just seems to tell you something that they weren't meant like because Eli and Claire already had so many moments together. They did not need to do a moment where Eli proposed to her. No, hell no. I was all for it with Drew and Bianca because I really do feel like they wanted to be with each other together forever up until they wrote that bullshit in season 13. I truly believe that. I really believe Drew wanted to be with Bianca forever, and I felt it was the same way with her too. I really felt like that. I really did, and I feel like I said, Eli and Claire, they're cool. I'm not gonna say I love Eli and Claire anymore. I'm over them because, like I said, I see them too much, and then when I watch Degrassi, they just annoy me. I like Eli and Claire. I like for what they were at the time when we got Degrassi, but I really feel like y'all overrate the fuck out of Eli and Claire to the point where it's just annoying. Like I said, y'all like they the pecking order, they the cream of the crop when it comes to Degrassi couples, and it's like so many more of the couples in Degrassi who are far more better than them. Like Eli and Claire, sometimes their problems was so small that they would be entirely dramatic to make it something bigger than what the fuck it was. Like in season 13, y'all, the long distance thing. They made that something so huge when it really was something so small. Period. If Claire didn't want to do the long distance thing, she should have opened up her motherfucking mouth a long time ago to Eli. You don't wait to like she waited until she literally fell in love or whatever, catch feelings for another guy to tell Eli that she couldn't do it anymore. What? So they can make the storyline more dramatic, which is I get it. I like drama. I like drama. I like dramatics. But I feel like sometimes Eli and Claire's like problems in their relationship were like little as fuck, like crumb, and then the writer was gonna make it gigantic, and it's like ugh. And like I said, I feel like it was the same fucking storylines being told over and over, over and over, over and over. I feel like since season 11, I'm going to take season 12 out of it. I feel like since season 11, they've been telling the same story of who's going to drive a wedge. Can they conquer this? Will this be the end? And I just feel like, enough already. Fucking enough. We already knew the writers were not going to break up Eli and Claire, so I don't know why the fuck they wanted to put their relationship through so much turmoil to make it like that. That just never made sense to me. Why are you trying to drive wedges in a relationship and make it seem like, oh, they might be done, they might be off each other completely, to where at the end of season 13 they're completely in game? I'm not understanding. I would never ever forgive the Degrassi writers for choosing Eli and Claire to be in game over Drew and Bianca, because I feel like that's an injustice to me, because I feel like Drew and Bianca deserved it more, and I just gave y'all reasons why they deserved it more. Their relationship was mature. It was a very adult relationship. They had chemistry, and since they did not have a lot of screen time as a couple, when they did have that screen time, it was genuine, and you absolutely ate it the fuck up, because they didn't have a lot of screen time as a couple. Degrassi did a little bit with them in season 10, getting a little bit of screen time in season 11. Season 12, in season 12 they had a mixture of screen time because they gave them a mixture of character development. It wasn't just about their relationship, it was about character development. And y'all have to remember, Drew and Bianca broke up for a short period of time in season 12, and then they got back together. And then after that, I don't really think you saw them on screen as much up until the concussions happened, up until Drew dropped out of high school and started working at the mall. So that's when their relationship, you really got to see more of the relationship. I just feel like Drew and Bianca deserved it more. I just feel like they deserved it more because I feel like Degrassi didn't give them every storyline under the moon. They gave them a storyline, stuck with it. It's like they weren't trying to, in your face, shove it in your face, shove it down your throat. That, oh, they're a couple, they're a couple. I feel like they was trying to do that with Eli and Claire way too much. Like trying to shove it down your throat that yeah, they're a couple and y'all gonna have to accept it. Doesn't matter. I'm not saying I don't think Eli and Claire had chemistry, because I think they did. I just think they did way too much for the relationship to where at that point I stopped giving a fuck, because Eli and Claire spent way more time apart than they ever did when they were a couple. Who the fuck's gonna tell me different? Drew and Bianca spent so much more time as a couple than they really did it when they ever were apart. Like when they broke up, can y'all really remember it when they really broke up? No, because they weren't broken up for that long. With Eli and Claire, they spent so much time apart than they did when they ever really were a couple. Like, like, I just don't know. I just feel like the Degrassi writers picked the wrong couple as Endgame, and I'ma always see that as an injustice. Like in season 13, when they had Drew going through every bitch, I don't understand why the Degrassi writers didn't like do something where Bianca came down to Degrassi and wanted to give it one more chance with Drew. I would have been all for that. That's the storyline I could have got behind because I wanted Drew with Bianca, and to have her think maybe she made a wrong decision for giving up the ring, because if y'all think about it, when she said what she said to Drew, none of it made any sense. I know you can fall out of love with someone, but to me, it shouldn't be that easy. And for her to say everything her and Drew went through was high school made me feel like shit. Was any of it real? I just don't know. I feel like the Degrassi writers, they could have wrote any other storyline for Drew and Bianca to break up other than some bullshit like that, because I just didn't agree with it. Like, how can Bianca just fall in love with this boy that she's only been with? How can she just fall in love with him so randomly? And then I mean, if y'all really listen to what she was saying, she didn't want to be with Drew because her friends thought it was ridiculous to be in college and to be engaged. Like, they probably felt like, oh, he's trying to rush her into marriage. No, Drew was willing to wait until she got done with her 4 years of university and wanted to do whatever she wanted to do after college. He was going to wait because he was just that type of nigga. I don't know. I feel like the Degrassi writers made a big mistake breaking Drew and Bianca. I just will never forgive them for that. That's completely injustice, breaking them up. Breaking them up was an injustice, and I feel like they could have did something where she could have came back to town and her and Drew could have got back together. They could have worked things out. I would have stuck with that instead of putting him with every bitch you could think of, like Zoe, like Claire, like Becky, getting Claire pregnant. Like, it was just ridiculous what they did to Drew after his relationship with Bianca. It was fucking disgusting. Instead of putting him in every relationship you could think of with every bitch, getting someone pregnant and then finding out he ain't the father, you could have actually did something with Drew. You could have took your time, been consistent, and actually did something with his fucking character. Gave him a storyline that his fans could get behind. Instead, y'all wanted to put him in every fucking relationship that no one gives a fuck about, or write a pregnancy storyline that we all thought was fucking ridiculous. I know I sure as hell did. Like I said all the time, even though it was drama and it was messy, it was also ridiculous. They could have put him back with Bianca. Maybe they could have got they happily ever after like they fucking and truly deserve. Period. I don't give a fuck how everybody feel. I truly believe that Drew and Bianca were the more better and iconic ship. I feel like y'all don't give respect to any of the other relationships in Degrassi. Y'all really just make it seem like it was just Eli and Claire, when it's so many other relationships I prefer over them, even on their best day. Don't get me wrong, I like Eli and Claire. Like I said, they cool. I don't love them as I did in the beginning because when I rewatched the show, they did too much for the relationship to where I just stopped giving a fuck. But there are way more relationships who have better build-ups, more chemistry, better storylines that Eli and Claire can have on their best day. And I stand on that. So, I didn't want this video to be that long. Like I said, I think Drew and Bianca are a better relationship than Eli and Claire, and there's nothing nobody can say that will ever change my mind. I'm sticking by my opinion, and that's that. That's my video for today. I'm going to catch y'all on my next one. Y'all have a good day.